MMORPGs are already like time-destroying monsters when it comes to mobile games, but 2026 is definitely taking it a bit too far. Hello friends, this is Mobile, and here are the 18 MMORPGs worth playing in 2026 on Android and iOS you must keep track of. First things first, to just start this ridiculousness, we've got Horizon Steel Frontiers, which is Horizon MMORPG, and it's coming to mobile and PC. And it might just be the first time a MMO actually understands the assignment. I mean, to begin with, it's just straight out of the Forbidden West combat, like grappling, ripping off machines, chaining melee and range attacks, except now you're doing it with friends, so that's huge. I mean, it genuinely just looks fun. Not just MMO fun. The world, the machines, the movements, they seem to have actually nailed it. The only weird mess is the character design, which drifts into generic MMO doll territory instead of Horizon's grounded look. That's annoying, but not a deal breaker, I don't know. If NCSoft actually sticks to landing, it could be the rare licensed MMO that doesn't embarrass its source material. Eyes locked in for this one, late 2026. Monster Hunter Outlanders is, well, Capcom finally doing the obvious thing, and somehow not messing it up apparently. Bringing real Monster Hunter to mobile. Not AR nonsense, not GPS grinding, but actual hunts, hobs, crafting, and co-op. You're on this new island, running proper quests, breaking monster parts, upgrading gear, and teaming up with friends. I mean, what's more fun than that? Combat seems to have simplified for touchscreens, but it might actually have some controller support, but not dumbed down in any way, with targeting and co-op skills is still intact. Familiar weapons are coming back more over time, plus monster varieties that look genuinely just straight nasty. Closed beta is coming soon, and I think this might be the first mobile game that actually respects Monster Hunter fans. You know the feeling when a game says open world, the whole thing immediately goes sus? I mean, that's how much we're hoping and expecting from Everness to Everness. It's free to play, coming to PC, PlayStation 5, and mobile, so they're casting like a wide net. Mostly at people who've spent too much time swiping on phones. Beta progress wipes, which is polite because nothing in early builds is worth saving. Controller support is a consolation prize over here for mobile players. The game will have multiple languages, it's gonna be free like I said. This could be the kind of thing you sign up for just to see how it could go wrong, or hopefully come out the best way possible. It's been told that it's coming out in the first quarter of 2026. With that being said, Arknight's Endfield just pulled through its second beta, and it's confirmed to be coming out fully on January 22nd on Android and iOS. And so far, this thing is just guaranteed to be a rare gacha that somehow tricks you into forgetting it's a gacha. Looks great, runs well on both mobile and PC, and actually asks you to think. Combat's basically coordination, while the real hook is a factory and the base building layer that slowly takes over your brain and attention, meaning you're not just fighting, you're wiring up an entire planet like an engineer. The gacha is still the gacha, of course, but everything around it feels deliberate and well designed. We replayed it a dozen times and didn't regret it even once. And believe me when I tell you, that almost never happens. We're counting number 5 with Architect Land of Exiles. This is a quick mission over here. It's another Korean work that's slowly sneaking up, and no one really seems to be talking about it. Unreal Engine 5, PC and mobile, high fantasy chaos, 5 classes, PvP, PvE, RVR. It's basically a buffet for MMO fans who are just tired of the same old recycled garbage. I mean, the Korean version's been out for months, but it landing globally might hit that sweet spot. The world itself's got enough building to make you actually care about the random NPCs for once, and developers have said they're serious about anti-bottling and player feedback, and this could actually feel like a living world, not another grindfest. Pay attention. Final Fantasy XIV Mobile is now live, but only in China for now. I mean, it's been a while, almost 7 months, and after years of anticipation, Square Enix's mobile version of the beloved MMO is still in China. Good thing, however, is it's given fans a first real look at the world itself on phones. It's got mobile-friendly features like auto-pathing, exceeding the PC version's limits, character creation, familiar faces, and a strong battle system, all hinting it's gonna be much bigger once it hits a global version.
Who is this guy? What does he want?
Honor of Kings World has been simmering in Tencent's lab for many years, and now it's finally coming to mobile whenever. Imagine a MOBA that went to college, majored in world building, and now wants to show off. That's basically Honor of Kings World. You play as a student at a Chinese academy, poking around for this energy called the flow while occasionally punching bosses like the size of Atlas. The combat ain't mindless button mashing either. You swap between 2 different fighting styles mid-fight like a caffeinated multitasker. This crafting, house building, open worlds, ambitious? For sure. Overwhelming? Definitely. Release dates? Well, Tencent's keeping it vague. But if you've ever wanted a MOBA with like more teamwork than you signed up for, this might be it. The 7 Deadly Sins region finally locked in a release date, and it's coming out January 28th next year. I mean, yeah, you've probably seen this game's trailers more than a dozen times already, but the 7 Deadly Sins region is just in a pretty good shape. It looks expensive, polished, very anime, which tells you almost nothing about how it's eventually going to feel to play. It's open world, it's got co-op bosses, pretty flashy combat, you know, the usual checklist, but now it's stretched across console, PC, and mobile at the same time, which pretty much always raises an eyebrow when it's about mobile. However, the whole Unreal Engine 5 is going to be headed over here, and pretty soon enough you're going to be looking up a rehab center, because this damn thing looks addictive as it already is through the trailer. Ragnarok Online 3 is finally happening. I'm pretty sure most of you know about this already. It's aiming for both mobile and PC. China just approved its license, which mostly just means someone checks okay on a government form. It's a proper sequel as well, not, you know, one of those endless mobile knockoffs, and keeps the classic Ragnarok Online vibe with updated visuals, multiverse lore, and seasonal content that changes every few months. So the promise is there. You've got your guilds, MVP boss fights, and 100-player fights, plus the same cute art style and nostalgia triggers as well. No exact release date yet, but judging from the trailer, we expect it sometime soon, possibly before March 2026, if all goes well. Ananta's back in the spotlight after the Tokyo Game Show, and honestly, it's just wild that this thing is even real and coming to mobile. You see, instead of being another Genshin flavor in a gacha form, NetEase is ditching loot boxes entirely and doubling down on stealing every single cool mechanic from the last decade of gaming. In fact, the newest trailer here basically plays like a tribute band for like Spider-Man 2, Grand Theft Auto, Watch Dogs, Sleeping Dogs, and even Sifu. You've got whip swinging, parkour, carjacking, martial arts, hacking, NPC reactions, multiverses. I mean, come on, it's a whole buffet. It is shameless indeed, but it's also impressive seeing this run on a phone instead of a PlayStation 5. Or I guess we'll just find out soon enough. As in the case of Ashfall, this game's pre-downloads has been live since last year in China, some of you know that, and the official launch was slated for November last year, yet developers refused to come up with an update, and it's still on the wraps and some apparently development now. Now, Ashfall, if you're new to, is a post-apocalyptic MMORPG with some third-person shooting combat, which is basically Fallout if you replace, you know, the exploration with random monster smashing. And it's got like some Dune, giant worms, mutants, random events and guns, lots of guns actually. They promise crossplay so you can die repeatedly on PC and mobile and, you know, never get tired. Anyway, what's important is there's no release date just yet, but we know it's not cancelled and still going with hopes. Sitting at number 12, it is Vampire or Vampire, Heir of Blood. And it's kind of like Lineage 2 walked into a gothic champagne party and then emerged hotter and bitten by a vampire. It's got 4 classes to choose from: a Carnage, a Bloodstain, Viper, and a Grim Reaper, each wielding a different vampire power that obviously demands blood to unleash your true strength. It's a MMORPG, so the world is big and it's soaked in horror, taboos, and some great visuals as well. Throw an economy, farming, and PvP, which is driven by rival bloodlines, and you get some MMORPG like none before. Check it out, it's out in Korea and it's getting an English version in about 10 days from now. A couple of months ago, we were introduced to a even newer NCSoft project called Limit Zero Breakers. And it kind of made a lot of hype back then, because the combat sequences look just straight out of a high-octane anime. Graphics are sharp, actions are nice, and story seemed to be there and kind of full of potential. Eventually, developers announced beta signups open for early 2026 on Android and PC, so I don't know, if you want a first taste of this one, now's the time to secure your spot using the link down in the description. And if you're just wondering why you even should do that, keep in mind, Breakers is actually a mix of action RPG and an open world game. Well, with that being said, just like the previous game, a couple of months ago, Smilegate finally went on and let people poke at Lost Ark Mobile, with a closed beta in South Korea for roughly 72 hours. We couldn't get hands on that one, of course, but based on the feedback, it's basically the full MMORPG shrunk down with updated graphics, and it tweaks combat system and some new content, because apparently phones were hard enough already. Well, anyway, rumors has it's actually coming out globally by June, and that's gonna come out much more polished as it was. Unreal Engine 5's there and various convenience features that leverage the latest AI technology, but for now only patience. Once it's due, it's gonna be a free-to-play game with in-app purchases.
Welcome to King's March!
This has been around 5 years already, 10 years basically, but Path of Exile is coming to mobile. Years awaiting, hence false starts and beta whispers, and now it's finally happening. And no, it's not gonna be magically better than the PC version. It's probably gonna feel weird without a keyboard, but it's still the game we've been grinding for ages. Now in your pockets, which is pretty cool. Just the fact that it's in the making for mobile is kinda like a little miracle over here. We'll see if mobile can handle this monster, but at least it's confirmed to hit mobile within 2026. NCSoft is also cooking up Project G, which is the first real-time strategy RPG hitting mobile and PC. Well, someday. Basically, and I quote, big battles with lots of units. Think a command and conquer if someone added dragons and guild policies and left you wondering why you're even building 5 farms. You expand territory, fight rivals, and gather resources, but there's nothing to actually play yet, so, take that as a maybe fun, maybe tedious thing. The trailer looks like it's trying to convince us this is a massive scale warfare, but until we can actually have hands on this thing, it's kind of eye candy. The game's coming out mid to late 2026, apparently. Oh, and of course, Palworld Mobile just went over its second alpha testing, and it seems to be in pretty good shape based on the feedback. The smartphone version reworks the original survival sandbox for touch controls, if you should know, letting you manage hunger and cold, build gear and bases, and have fun throwing your pals into real-time battles. It's survival first, morality optional, just scaled down for your pocket. Or basically just a mobile adaptation of the Palworld IP, reimagining the world and the core gameplay for mobile platforms. Check it out, it's coming out to Android and iOS fully in just a few months. And last but not least, with Project BSS, coming to mobile eventually, as it's been announced roughly 3 years now to this very day. Project BSS is actually a collectible RPG in the same style of Genshin Impact a little bit, but it's actually another work of the same team behind the recent Aeon 2 and Lineage game. NCSoft's a big team, and they've been quite about this project for so damn long. Project BSS has got a decent setup if you're like fiddling with abilities instead of just smashing buttons. Could be fun, could be another nice graphics. Either way, NCSoft has about 5 of these projects in the making: Project E, Project TL, Project R, Project M, and Project BSS. Anyway, thanks for watching. Really hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like. Please let me know which ones you're actually hyped for. See you tomorrow.